Hello everyone, this is a preview of CMSC 900, Designing Post-Quantum Cryptographic Algorithms, that I'll be teaching at the University of Maryland in spring 2025. Begins on January 27th. So far there's like 2 people enrolled, and there probably won't be any more, but here's a preview. I'm excited to teach it. It's the only 900 level class at the university. It's like advanced doctorate. You actually need a couple of prerequisites to even get here that are complex, but I'll focus on that for another talk. But really this is going to be a big, this course is going to build on the work I've been doing with Project Quantum Leap Challenge, which for those who don't know, it's a NIST joint effort with US Cyber Command, GCHQ, all these other entities to build post-quantum cryptography. What does that mean? It means we're rapidly approaching a world where we'll be able to break traditional classic cryptography, things like RSA, AES, and things that you rely on for your banking, for your transportation, for your healthcare. Everything will be essentially rendered inoperable because quantum computers are incredibly powerful and can break encryption. So this course is about how do we design systems and algorithms that are resistant to quantum attacks. And so we have to focus on the core 8 pillars of security and how they apply in the quantum world. So those 8 pillars are asymmetric encryption. This is also known as public key cryptography. Asymmetric encryption. So the idea here is Alice and Bob want to exchange info. Alice sends Bob her public key. Bob creates a message for Alice using that, and only she can decrypt it with a private key, vice versa. So in the classical world, we have RSA, reverse Edelman. That's a pretty traditional algorithm. Normally you have 2048 bits. We've also got ECC, elliptical curve cryptography, that's more based off elliptical curves, and it's less deterministic. And usually you have things like an amount of 256, 384, 512. Less bits pro, but more secure, more entropy because it's not deterministic. So in the quantum world, you basically have to say, okay, well, how do we, if we can break RSA with Q number of quantum bits, how do we protect it? And it's a whole different scheme here. Because a quantum computer will dynamically be improving its ability to attack systems, it also needs to dynamically increase the security of such systems. So it looks completely different. This is for longer term encryption because the keys are larger and it's slower. Then you have symmetric. Symmetric is for shorter sessions. It's quicker, but it's less longer lasting. So examples like for your Wi-Fi, advanced encryption standard, 256, blowfish. Yeah. So when these are broken, what does QAES look like? What does Q, so on, blowfish? It's a whole different thing. It has to do with how we work with encryption. Then you have integrity, also known as hashing. Integrity has to do with ensuring data isn't modified and tampered with. You have to ensure that, you do this with a one-way function. It's like chopping an avocado. It's easy to go one way, very hard to go the other. Some examples of algorithms: SHA-256. You got bcrypt. You got argon. So what does Q look like? Who knows? You'll find out. Then you've got key management. How do you securely, safely manage the keys for decryption, encryption? How do you, salt your passwords? How do you do this in an automated way with systems without human intervention? So, you've got like Diffie-Hellman, which has a lot to say about this, and groups, P groups. And so what does it look like in this world here? Q, so on. This also has to do with key exchange. How do you securely exchange keys with other people, not just storing them and rotating them and secrets and so on. Then you've got authentication. You have to prove you are who you say you are. You know, so you've got different pillars, 3 pillars. It's like, you know, the 3 pillars of auth. Something you know, like a password or a PIN. Something you have, like a phone or YubiKey. Something you are. That's biometric. The holy grail is to have one in each of these. If you have more than one in the category, you have multi-factor. But quantum computers can break authentication, and you have to create this whole new concept known as polyadaptive authentication. And that basically allows you to provide proportionate access. So let's say that I can validate with 80% certainty I am who I say I am. Perhaps then my email client allows me to read email but not send it. If I need to get that other 20%, I need to dynamically prove my identity. So it could be getting another push notification, looking at your device to understand the ambient temperature, coordinates, any number of different things to validate that you are who you say you are. And then authorization, of course, is just because you are who you say you are, you have to still be entitled to do certain things. So you can do what you say you need to be able to do. So role-based access control, least privilege, these things are very challenging in quantum because of how quickly these systems can be defeated. But also, this is going to pave the way to the singularity. It's going to create runaway growth and progress at a rate that we've never before seen. So I'm very excited about this. That's why I teach the course. And then you have logging, monitoring, alerting. Looks totally different in quantum. Alerting, and monitoring. Right? And then similar function authentication, you get this thing called adaptive contextual analysis. So this is going to get tricky as hell, but this is going to look at things in real time to make decisions on security. So let's say if I'm barreling in with my phone, but it's a new phone. So it's going to say, okay, we're going to give you access to door 1, but for door 2, we need to also send a notification to your watch, or, you know, we need you to answer or use your voice in real time, speak something to prove that you can get to door 2. You know, when you're at door 2, okay, you're at 90%, so on. So it does play a lot into this polyadaptive authentication, but it also kind of ties in to the larger theme. And these are the 8 pillars of quantum security. So this is a preview of what's to come. Each week we'll be focusing on these pillars, and then there's a couple of extra bonus lessons about how do we actually implement this, and where is Project Quantum Leap Challenge exactly. You know, the current status as of November 26, 2025 is we're waiting for industry partners to actually start to implement some of these algorithms and not kick the can down the road. There's a government initiative coming from DARPA to invest and fund this heavily because time's running up and out, and if we don't do this soon, we're gonna have a very insecure world, and the last thing we want is a unfriendly nation to get this technology before us. So, Justin Varner, Dr. J, looking forward to seeing you all on January 27th, CMSC 900, UMD, ciao.